Hey guys, it's Kaz here, and you may or may not know, but the beginning of next month it's sequel-a-thon, so I thought it was a perfect time to go through all the series I've started but need to finish. There are a few. There are a lot. So, just a few things first before we get into that. First of all, I'm not counting graphic novels because there's so many things I've just read volume 1 of that it would just make this video twice as long. Second point, I'm not counting series that I've read all of the books that are already out but they're still ongoing, because it's not like I could finish them if I wanted to, because the books don't exist yet. Winds of Winter, I'm talking to you. And then the third and last point, there are very few, there are a couple of books that I've read but I don't think I'm going to carry on the series, so I'm not including them because it's not like I actually want to carry them on. So let's just get into it. These are in no particular order, there's just some stacks here and we're going to get right on into it. First of all, A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. I think I've read the first 2 of these, so not very far into the series, but they're super short and they're kids' books, so it's not too bad. It is. I've got loads to read. This I'm sure you've all heard of. It's a kids' book. There's some orphans and then there's a dude that's trying to steal their money by killing them. Fun times. Next up, Geek Girl. Next up, Geek Girl by Holly Small. I read this first book many moons ago, and I own 2 more, I think. I think the series is even longer than that, but I probably wouldn't carry it on. But I own the next 2, so obviously I should read them. This is like young YA about a girl that's a geek and then she becomes a model. It was alright. Next, The World of Normal Boys by Kem A. Somerlene. That's not how you say that word. K.M. Sowenleen. We'll go with it. This is a duology. I've read this one. This one is like a 13-year-old kid and then it's like a sexual awakening book. It's quite graphic, to be honest, considering the main character is 13. It's quite sexually graphic. And then there's a sequel when he's like 18 or something, which I haven't read yet but I do own. A Little Bit Langston by Andrew Demkak. This is a trilogy. I've read the first 2 books. I own the next one. And it is a sci-fi powers type of book where most of the characters are on the lgbt spectrum, and it's like Aliens meets X-Men. I don't mean Aliens like the film, I mean just Aliens as an entity meets X-Men. Yeah. Iron Number 4 by Pittacus Law. This series, I think I've read the first 3, potentially 4 books, I'm not sure. I own a few more, not all of them yet. This is a series that most people have heard of and or read. It's, again, it's aliens, but aliens that look like people and have powers. It's not like A Little Bit Langston, but when I talk about it, it sounds like it is. Several aliens, and then these other aliens are trying to kill them so they can't get their planet back. But also very YA because they're teenager aliens. The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. I own the other 2 books in this trilogy. This one took me a while to get through, so I'm kind of not in the mood to read the other ones yet, but I do want to. This is high fantasy. It's on a different world, the magic system, the everything. It just kind of, you have to learn as you're reading it because it's kind of confusing. But eventually, I quite liked it. There's these things that are destroying the earth, and then there's these people that have powers to stop the things that are destroying the earth, but then everybody else hates them even though they're helping. It's one of them. The Smoke Thieves by Sally Green. I own the next book. I want to read it soon because I'm a really big Sally Green fan. This is fantasy, multiple perspectives. Follows these people that get smoke out of demons and it can do certain things to humans. It follows some royalty characters. It follows this dude that potentially is royalty but is also a bit shit. Is also my favourite character. It follows a slave. There's everyone in there. Sabriel by Garth Nix. I've read the first 2 books. There's one more I do believe. It's about necromancers that can go into the dead world and walk about there, and then the dead come to life and then stuff's happening. There's the bad necromancers, but then there's also a pretty good one, and then fantastical stuff. Graceling by Kristen Cashore. I've read the first 2, need to read the last one. This is a kind of series. The second one actually takes place before the first one, but they all mingle together and all have the same stuff that apply. Basically, Gracelings have a certain power. It can be anything. It can be amazing at cooking to amazing at killing and anything in between. And then the second book talks about these magical monster people who may or may not come into the third book, because if they don't, that would make no sense. We shall see. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I own Wayward Son. I've not read it yet. And then apparently there's going to be another one after that. Maybe one, maybe more. I don't know. I've stayed away from the info because I've not read Wayward Son yet. This is... I hate to say this because I don't care about Harry Potter, but everyone says it. It's like Harry Potter but with a hate to love romance between the two guys. It's magical. There's a vampire. There's a wizardy guy. They like each other and then other stuff happens. No, I Can't Even by Simon James Green. This is a duology set in England, set in school. Simon's best friend kisses him, he's a boy, and then he's kind of confusing the fuck out of him and he doesn't know whether he liked it. And it's funny and it's good. Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. I'm not 100% sure how many books are in this series, maybe 5, 4, 5, I'm not sure. I own the next 2, but this is classic YA that a lot of people have read. Basically, race is flipped on its head, so the black / crosses are in power and then the white / noughts are the people that have been into slavery and are second-class citizens, and it's just, this first book was really good, so hopefully the rest are too. It went some places I was not expecting it. Next up, Scott Pilgrim by Brian Lee O'Malley. I've read the first 2 volumes, they're the only ones I own at the moment, but I think it's only maybe 7 long, so it's not too bad. This is about Scott who wants to go out with this girl and then her exes need to fight him before he's allowed to. The Saga of Darren Shan manga edition. I've read 7 of these and it's just a manga version of the book series Saga of Darren Shan, about Darren Shan who becomes a vampire and then loads of crazy stuff happens and it's great and it was my childhood favourite series, so read it. Not this, the actual series, The Saga of Darren Shan by Darren Shan. Read it. Zombie Loan by Peach Pit. I think I've read maybe the first 2 of these. It's basically about these people that see other people have got a black band around their neck and that means that they should have died but they haven't yet and then they have to make them dead. Demon Diary by Kara and Lee Chi Hong. This is about this demon lord dude that is pretty young and pretty shit at being a demon lord and then this other guy is trying to make him scary and angry but he just kind of isn't. Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. I mean, do I really need to tell you what this is about? It's about this interview that's had with a vampire that's telling all of the vampire stuff. The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I've read this one. I own the second one but not the third. This is about a girl. It's multiple perspectives and there's an assassin and a prince and it's all 3 of them but you don't know which one's the assassin and which one's the prince and they meet and they're all talking. So it's kind of fun like that. It's a fantasy. It's a royalty thing, which I'm normally not massively into but I did really enjoy this one. Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. This is about an academy full of vampires. I've read the first one, I own 3 more of the series, there's more than that though. And it was actually quite a fun time. I wasn't expecting it to be necessarily good, but I quite enjoyed it, so yes. There's different types of vampires and people that look after the vampires and let them have the blood, and it's set in an academy. Empire of Black and Gold by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is the first book in a 10-book series, the Shadows of the App series. I've read 7 of them, so I'm getting there. And it is a fantasy, steampunky thing, and it's about politics and world and different characters and races and nations and everything, and there's bajillion multiple characters, multiple perspectives, morally grey stuff, and cool powers to do with bugs. Procession of the Dead by Darren Shan. This is the first book in a trilogy. I've read this one. It's also his first releases. It came out with this adult series before he became more known as a YA and middle grade author. And this is like a crime, underworldy type thing where there's stuff happening. But then also there's like this weird sprinkling of mystery, like is a ghosts things? Is stuff happening real? So it's quite interesting. Zombie by Darren Shan. This is a series about zombies. For some reason I never got around to reading it. I have the first sector of books. And yeah, I probably should because I love Darren Shan. I started getting them when I became more of a, I have a bajillion of books, so it just never happened, but it should do. Yes. The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. I've read the first 3, I do believe, or 2. Anyway, I think there's 4, maybe 5. I don't know how many books are in the series. I'm just saying words. But yeah, Rick Riordan, Trials of Apollo. It's the Apollo that you will find in the Percy Jackson series. Basically, is down on Earth, is trying to do some stuff to get his god powers back. Dead Until Dark by Charlene Harris. So many moons ago, I bought the box set of these True Blood books from the Works for a tenner. And I think I read the first 2. I'm gonna definitely have to read them again when I finally get around to reading this series properly. but it's basically the books that the series True Blood is about. Vampires, other stuff, being able to read minds, all that business. And last but not least, yes, we're finally there. Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I've read the first 2 books in Dark Artifices. I've not read Queen of Air and Darkness. This is the last series on here. Yay! I'm sure you all know what this is about. Shadow hunters, fighting demons, and then other stuff. Warlocks, vampires, all that shit. Yes. So there we go, that was all the series that I am currently reading. I say currently reading, I haven't read some of them for a long time, but they're the ones that I am partway through. Should probably get some of them read, and I will get some of them read next month for Sequelathon. I will be announcing which books, not that you really care, but in my TBR for next month, I'll be doing my Scrabble TBR, and also my Sequelathon. We'll see what comes out, because I might be able to add some of them into the Scrabble one, depending on what letters come out. But we shall see. Let me know down below what series you still have to finish. Are you as bad as me? Do you have over 20, I think? Do you have over 20 series you need to read? Or are you one of the people that starts a series, reads the series, ends the series, that series is gone? I wish I was that kind of guy. I've done it with a few series, but most of the time I'm pretty bad with it. If this is your first video by me and you enjoy it, and please check out some of my others. And if you continue to enjoy, then please subscribe, that'd be awesome. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a few days with another video.